Hi everybody, it's Annette with On the Go Mobile Closings. I hope everybody is doing well. Thank you so much for being here and subscribing to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, welcome and thank you so much for being here with me. Today we're going to talk about medical powers of attorney. So let's get to it. Welcome to On the Go Mobile Closings YouTube channel, the channel for aspiring or seasoned notary publics, notary signing agents, or online notary publics. Remember to subscribe, like, and click the bell beside the subscribe button to be notified of future videos. All right, the first thing you need to do is go to your state's website, and there you will find the medical powers of attorney. At least that was the case for Texas. I went to the state of Texas website, and it came to when I filled in, let me move this box right here. When I filled in here, medical powers of attorney on the search box, then it automatically gave me this page from the Health and Human Services Department, and this is where I found two forms of medical powers of attorney healthcare agent in English and in Spanish, as you can see. Also, it states the purpose. It says, except to the extent to your state otherwise, this document gives the person your name as your agent the authority to make any and all healthcare decisions for you in accordance with your wishes, including your religious and moral beliefs, when you are no longer capable of making them yourselves. So, let's look at a medical power of attorney. I'm going to move myself up here. That way y'all can see the form itself. I'm not going to be filling it out, but I will be showing you what is it for. So the medical power of attorney designates a healthcare agent to make decisions for the person that is ill. So when you receive a phone call for a medical power of attorney, it means that that person is not able to make decisions on themselves and they are relinquishing the responsibility to someone else. That's called an agent. So that person has appointed or will be appointing a person that they see fit, whether that may be their husband, their cousin, their friend, anybody who they see fit to make those decisions for them. But what happens as a notary public when you receive a phone call like that and you go and see them? You need to make sure that this document is filled out completely, that there are no blank spaces on the document. If there's any blank spaces, that can be used for fraud, and you don't want that. You don't want any issues later on in life where you'll be called at court just to testify that you don't remember if that blank was filled out or not. So you want to make sure that no blanks are left out unfilled. You want to make sure everything is filled out, whether that may be saying none or NA. Okay, so let's get through the document. And this is just for your knowledge. I'm not encouraging anybody to practice law when you're a notary public, depending on your state, and you should follow your state's regulations. You know that each state is different, and it states that you are not to practice law. So we're not here to practice law. If a person calls you to get a medical power of attorney filled out and they tell you, can you please bring the form? The answer is no, we can't do that. The answer will be you will have to find the form, or your lawyer will have to fill out a medical power of attorney for you, and then you bring it over and I can notarize it for you, or you can have two witnesses sign the document for you, because that's how it states for the state of Texas. So let me show you. First things first, here's the name of the person. I'm going to shrink myself a little bit more. There you go. Okay, so it says the name of the person who is signing the document, the medical power of attorney. It says insert your name, appoint, and then they are appointing, they're assigning, they're saying this person is going to be my agent, whomever that may be. The name goes right here. ABC, my friend, my best friend, my cousin, my aunt, my uncle, my grandma, my grandpa, whomever they see fit. That is going to be the name that's going to go here, their address, and their phone number. They're going to appoint that person as an agent to make any and all healthcare decisions for me, except to the extent I stated otherwise in this document. This medical power of attorney takes effect if I become unable to make my own healthcare decisions, and this fact is certified in writing by my physician. So, where do you put the limitations? Where does it say that except? For example, I am giving medical power of attorney to my uncle, who is going to make any and all decisions regarding my health care, except he's not allowed to go get medical records at my doctor's office or any hospital. So that exception is written down here. So it says limitations on the decision-making authority of my agent is as follows. Not allowed to pick up medical records at any doctor's office or medical facility, period. If this is blank and they don't have any limitations, then here it should go the word none or NA, not applicable. You don't want to leave any blanks unfilled, again, because it could be used for fraud later on after you notarize the document. So it says, designation of an alternate agent. It also gives you the space to assign an alternate agent. If that initial agent is not able to help out or is not in the country, for example, then if a first alternate agent takes its place. Okay, it says if the person designated as my agent is unable or unwilling to make healthcare decisions for me, I designate the following persons to serve as my agent to make a healthcare decision for me as authorized by this document, who serve in the following order. And yes, the limitations still apply to these first alternate agents or second alternate agent. If the person has a first alternate agent but doesn't have a second one, then this has to say NA. The next area that needs to be filled in, it says the original of this document is kept at, and it could be that person's home, that person's husband's house, a friend, wherever that person designates that original is going to be, that's the address that's going to be here. Also, if that person decides to make copies of that document for safekeeping, just to make sure that nobody alters any documents and all the documents look the same, they can leave it with either an individual of their choosing or an institution like a bank on a safety deposit box. Okay, so that will be right here. If none of this is filled out, again, NA or none applicable. Okay, the duration of the power of attorney is indefinitely, unless there's a date here written down that says, for example, that I'm going into surgery and that person is going to be my medical power of attorney agent, assigned agent, for the duration of my surgery for this full 24-hour day, and then you put here 11/11 of 2024. Okay, that's what that is for. Prior designations revoked. This means that if you had a previous medical power of attorney that you assigned someone else and you're issuing this new one, then this one, the previous one is revoked and this one takes place. Okay, there's a disclosure statement on this document for that person to read. It's important for them to read. This medical power of attorney is an important legal document. Before signing this document, you should know these things. Except to the extent you state otherwise, this document gives the person you name as your agent the authority to make any and all healthcare decisions for you in accordance with your wishes, etc., etc., etc. So it keeps going and going and going, explaining everything and all your responsibility once that person signs that document. If I'm the person signing it, I have to read this. Now, the power of attorney is not valid unless you sign it in front of a notary public or you sign it with two competent adult witnesses. So this power of attorney gives you those two options. So if the person's calling you to notarize it in front of a notary public, then that would be you. And otherwise, if they don't have a notary public or this is an immediate situation where they cannot make decisions and they have a life-threatening condition that doesn't allow them, they can fill this out as well as have the person there that they're designating as a responsible party. So, yeah, this could be done in an emergency as well as ahead of time. So, if the person is going to sign and acknowledge before a notary public, then you will be that notary and you have to follow your protocols. If it's going to be signed by two adult competent witnesses, the following persons may not act as one of the witnesses. The person you have designated as your agent, so I would not be able, if I'm the one designated as an agent, I wouldn't be able to fulfill his wishes as a witness because I'm already in the document as the agent. So, a person related to you by blood or marriage, I can't have my husband be a witness. My uncle, my brother, anybody blood related or by marriage can't be that person. A person entitled to any part of your estate after your death under a will or codicil executed by you or by operation of the law. Your attending physician cannot be a witness. An employee of your attending physician cannot be a witness. An employee of a healthcare facility in which you are a patient, if the employer is providing direct patient care to you or is an officer, director, partner, business office, healthcare facilitator, or any parent organization of the healthcare facility, or a person who at the time of this medical power of attorney is executed has a claim against any part of your estate after your death. That's a mouthful. Okay. By signing the below, I acknowledge that I have read and understand the information contained in the above disclosure statement. So, you must date and sign this power of attorney. You may sign it and have your signature acknowledged before a notary public, or you may sign it in the presence of two competent adults. So if you're a notary public, you go through the motions of asking for their ID, make sure it's a current, valid, unexpired ID, where that may be your ID, passport, governmental ID, etc. So it's going to depend on your state. For Texas, that's how it goes. So he brings this document. He hasn't signed it at the bottom. He shows it to me as a notary public. I identify the person. I ask certain questions to them to make sure they're sound of mind. If I see that there's something wrong with them, I'm not going to be able to notarize this document. So they have to be sound of mind to be able to sign this document in your presence. Okay? So it's an acknowledgement, and you would say, I, the person, sign my name to this medical power of attorney on this day and month and year, city, state, signature, print, and then you as a notary public, I, here it says state of Texas, county of Polk. This instrument was acknowledged before me on November 11th of 2024 by Jane Signer, who is a person who signed up here. Okay? And then I, as a notary public for the state of Texas, sign, print my name, and give my commission, and I put my seal. I then do my journal, make sure they sign in, make sure all the information pertaining to that notarization is there. You put your seal, don't forget about that, and your job is done. If there were two witnesses, then this same motion is repeated in front of the witnesses. The person, signature, and presence of the two competent adult witnesses go here. The person that's filling out the document that's appointing an agent and that has two witnesses will sign in this section, print their name, city, state, date, and then down here, again it repeats itself. Statement of first witnesses. I am not the person appointed as an agent by this document. I'm not related to the principal by blood or marriage. I would not be entitled to any position of the principal's estate, etc., 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 like we read before. Their signature, printed name, address, and date goes here. Statement of the second witness, same thing. Read all this, make sure they understand, sign, printed name, address, and date. And that's it. That's a medical power of attorney. I hope this video has been helpful. And remember, if you want to see any other videos or any other document explained, please make sure to leave it in the comment section down here below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with others. God bless.